Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Ryan from CruiterTalk.com, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts on ReferYes Sourcer. Now, some of you may already be familiar with the tool. They did sponsor the Recruiting Carnival this past January, but I've actually been using this tool now for a long time, and I've had some really good results with the tool. So I wanted to share some of my personal thoughts on that for you. Now you'll notice that you have 7 different ways to build your search on the left. In the center, it looks very much like a generic ATS or big box job board, where you can freehand build your Boolean search or use a search builder by adding criteria. Now the criteria is simply built off of the basic Boolean operators and ands, ors, nots, etc. So for an example, let's just jump in and say we're looking for a stress or a design engineer. I'm actually going to use the search builder to demonstrate the ease of the application. Let's just say we're looking for a stress or design engineer that does not have any form of construction experience. Now, when you're running a basic resume search, it's going to allow you to point to the major search engines, including Visual CV and Resume Bucket, which is huge and a very rich source of resumes for you. So if you have not used Visual CV or Resume Bucket, I highly recommend giving it a shot, either on-site or off-site or through ReferYes. Give it a shot, and I think you're going to get some really good results. Location-wise, this is a global tool, so it will search globally. For our example, I'm just going to keep the US, not going to worry about a state. You can choose your file type. I personally don't do that just because it's a limiting factor. I like to get as many results as possible and view the relevancy for myself. As you run the search, very quickly the results are displayed at the bottom. Now, I am using Internet Explorer. I highly recommend using Firefox and downloading the add-on called Cool Preview. Now, Cool Preview will simply allow you to hover over the link, and that will display the resume or the profile of the person that you're looking for without having to leave the page, obviously saving you a lot of time. Now, some of the other areas that I really like with ReferYes, the profile search. Now, you notice when I click profile search or go back to resume or go to college search or even back to profile search, that the criteria remains in the center of the page. Now, that sounds kind of simple, but I use a lot of different tools and I review a lot of different tools. And I've got to tell you that as simple as that sounds, a lot of sourcing tools will not hold the criteria. So as you switch tabs or switch your search, you actually have to recreate your search. So this is key for me. It saves a lot of time. The other key feature of profile search. Now, profile search is actually going to be your social search. So your LinkedIn, your Zings, your Spoke, Zoom Info, names, Google profiles. A key feature here is that when you search a LinkedIn profile and you're searching inside of LinkedIn and you're searching using the advanced search options, you have specific criteria that you can enter to target certain areas of the profile itself. You can do that as well with ReferYes. You can see current position, and you can also focus on a specific industry. Now, it's not all of the advanced search features that you'll get on LinkedIn, but it is a nice set of features that allows you to target specific locations within LinkedIn. Another key feature is the actual locations. You can see it's Greater New York area, Greater San Diego area, Idaho area. Another key element to sourcing proper locations on LinkedIn. Now, if you're to change the profiles from LinkedIn to say Google profiles, again the criteria remains, but you'll notice that the actual advanced search boxes or search criteria changes to fit how you would search on Google profiles. And that's the same for all of the social sites that you're looking at here. Now, you do have other options to search: colleges, business search, blog searches. College search will allow you to search specific universities, and you can also search all universities. Now, all universities will just run will run your generic .edu search. One of the most key features that I find to be extremely helpful when using ReferYes is the email search. Now, as an example, I'll just use my own name. Now, I use email search for various reasons. One, to find an email address, or two, to help me find information or reference checks on individuals, to verify contact information on potential prospects. You can also use it to find list or conference list or participation list, registration list. There's a whole host of things that this feature will do for you. Now, as an example, we're just going to throw my name in there so we're not offending anybody. Again, the results are displayed at the bottom. Okay, and what you'll notice is that it's taking a little time to search, and that's because what it's doing is actually crawling the web, pulling out all of the email addresses that could possibly be my email address based on the company or organization website that I provide, verifying and testing that email, as well as providing the source page where it found the particular email. Now, that happens to be my proper email address, and we'll get to that in a second. But what you can see here at the bottom is that it actually pulled out a couple dozen email addresses that could possibly be the proper syntax for my email address. And you can see that it's a first dot last name. You can see that it's first initial last name. So it actually went and pulled various syntaxes and then confirmed the proper email address. And it also has a source page. So if we click the source page, we can actually see that this email address, ryan.leary@connexa.com, was found through Dave Mendoza and his 6 Degrees from Dave blog in a mega list. Now, his mega list, if you're not familiar with that, is actually a list that he recommends for people to connect with on LinkedIn. So, ironically, we're actually pulling a list of potential prospects outside of just our target. So, if we open up this list here, what we can see is that we've got roughly 186 names of people within recruitment and HR and talent acquisition that we found just by searching my email address. This feature alone has been extremely successful for me. I use it very often, and I have a lot of good luck with this feature. Now, ReferYes does offer two different types of memberships. They've got the Pro membership, and then they've got the free membership. Both have the same features and options. The difference is that ReferYes Free is just limited on the number of searches that you can run per day. The tool itself is very reasonable. It's extremely reasonable compared to many of the tools that are out there. I absolutely love the tool, and the roadmap is looking phenomenal. There's a lot of changes and updates that happen weekly and bi-weekly to the tool, and they're extremely accessible. As far as customer service, I absolutely love the tool. Only good things to come. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or contact ReferYes. You can get them on Twitter @ReferYes.